Villagers, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all.
A very disturbing news coming from South Africa, whereby a woman, she said she's from Limpopo, and her son, her 19-year-old boy's life has just been taken away by South Africans who think that the boy or this guy is a foreigner. And even if the person is a foreigner, must you take the person's life? Are we the reason to which you are going through the pain? And we have the leaders in South Africa telling us they are going to solve this problem, and they are not stopping these people. And we are seeing these people moving to the point that now they are taking their own people's lives because they believe the person is a foreigner. Why? Why are we doing these things to our own selves?
Hi, South Africa. I'm Kateko Patricia Sambo from Limpopo. I'm the mother of Kamulo Nabelo Sambo, who has been killed by Ruiz people here in Mossel Bay, Western Cape. They killed my son like a dog, saying that he's a foreigner, whereas my child is a Tonga, a South African citizen of Limpopo at Giyani. I am very painful and hurt as I'm speaking now, because here I am right now. I'm not working. They killed my child. Now I should take the body home to Limpopo. I should bury my child on Saturday. Please, South Africa, help the fellow of South Africa.
A young South African man has been stabbed to death in a case of mistaken identity. Now, this young South African, his mother was very in a lot of anguish, and she said that she is from Limpopo. I think she mentioned Tonga tribe or something like that. But she was in such anguish because her son, 19 years old, was stabbed by xenophobic mobs who basically thought that he was not South African, so they stabbed him to death. This is extremely sad and very distressing, and I do hope that his soul can rest in peace, and I do hope that somebody could set up a GoFundMe for this young man's family. And I do hope that people can donate in order to help this family. But also, hopefully, the organizers of that march should be held into account for his loss of his life. This is a thing. These people are playing with fire. They are playing with fire encouraged by their government. South African government has sat back and waited for the mobs to attack other Africans. Young boys are showing off all the stuff that they stole from other Africans, hard labor. The Africans that have been toiling, they have broken into their shops and they have stolen from them. Now they have killed one of their own. And this is actually very sad. And I hope these people are held to account.
The mob mentality of the South Africans is actually displaying on full K. This xenophobic attack against other African countries, under African nationalities in South Africa, that the South African government has intentionally refused to deal with, refused to address, or even refused to arrest these so-called leaders of this mob, these mobsters, is actually now affecting South Africans. Look at this story, yeah? This young man is a South African. Look, according to the Non-Hulela Sambo, God knows how they name those people anyway, the sister of, I can't pronounce that name, 19 years old boy was unalive in Eastern Cape Town after unrest protests because he spoke Tsonga. Tsonga and Vanda speaking people are being attacked by fellow South Africans because of the color of their accents. Yes, a fellow South African, a young man, a 19 years old, is now unalive because of xenophobic attack. They thought that this young man was a foreigner or a child of a foreigner. So they attacked him, they unalived him, not knowing that he's a bred and born South African by two South African parents. So when is Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, actually going to deal with this ignorant, uneducated mob? Okay, when are they going to start arresting them for the unaliving and murderous attempt on South Africans? This is getting out of hand. The EFF president said it perfectly well. He said eventually when they don't have other Africans to blame for their own misfortune. Eventually, they're going to turn on each other. And now, it seems that they are absolutely turning on each other. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? May this young man, may his soul rest in peace, and I hope his family actually gets comfort and strength in this most difficult time because of ignorant, loudmouth, illiterates that refuse to go get a job. Criminal mobs, bro. Criminal mobsters.
I'm so disturbed. Yeah, I'm super disturbed. So, a Tsonga South African boy was murdered yesterday in Western Cape because people had mistaken them to be a foreigner. Even if he was a foreigner, why kill? Like, when and how did we get to this point? Personally, I've been supporting this movement simply because I thought it was against illegal immigration. And I thought it's a peaceful protest. I'm sorry, but this doesn't make sense. This thing of judging people because of their skin color, you look at someone and immediately conclude that they're not South African because they're dark-skinned. It's so absurd. It's so crazy to me.
A black person is not accepted anywhere. And even in our own environment, we still don't want to accept ourselves. And the people who are doing this march, the leaders must all be taken into account. They have to come and answer for the life of this man. And the government must make sure that this woman is paid. They have to compensate her for this loss. If the government should have stopped these people from the very first day they started this, it wouldn't have extended to this, to the point that people are losing their own children. Look at the brutality we saw all over. Yet, when they are taking actions to evacuate citizens, we still have the same South Africans coming to tell us that the government of Ghana has overreacted. You love Ghanaians. How can you tell us you love us when you don't want to see us in your country? So if the person was a foreigner, that was all. Even if the person is a foreigner and you don't want the person on your land, does it mean that you should go after the person and taking the lives of the people? You claim you were not harming people, you were only asking people to leave because you are fixing your country. Now you have used that same fixing your country on your own selves. So can you not deny and tell us that you are not harming people? You only go there and tell them to move when the videos are everywhere, evidence are everywhere. The woman herself is opening to the whole world what you have done to her. So the people who claim that you are not xenophobia, you are not attacking them, you only go there and talk to them nicely like you try to put on the coat. Have you seen what you have done? For how long will you South Africans still have the notion that other African people are your problem? Are they the ones who control your economy? Like one white man asked you, you claim you are independent, you are liberated. What exactly are you liberated from? Over 80% of the land is owned by the few minority. Yet you don't want to go and fight for that. If you don't own a land, how do you claim ownership of the things that you want? It's sad. And the leaders in South Africa, this is the time that you should come in. It's enough. Why? How can you have your own citizens take the law into their own hands, be going after people? The videos are everywhere and they keep issuing deadlines. We are going to do this, we are going to do that, and nobody is saying anything. They have platforms, they sit down to tell the whole world what they're about to, and nobody is saying anything. Why do we have the police? Why do we have the immigration? It's sad that somebody would just lose his 19-year-old boy just simply because his own people think that he is a foreigner. How? How is a foreigner your problem? Are they the ones who are controlling your land? Are they the ones who are controlling your economy? Are they the ones who take decision on behalf of Cyril Ramaphosa? Why don't you channel your energy towards your leaders? This must stop. And I think this time, the leaders in South Africa must do something, because it's becoming unbecoming, whereby even the South Africans themselves are not safe. Somebody can just look at the person and say, you look like a foreigner, so for that matter, I need to take your life. And they'll finish doing that only to realize that this is my brother. This person is from South Africa, and the harm has been caused. This must stop. And we are not our enemies. This is the time, no matter what the situation is, Africans should be able to unite and fight in unity. It's too much. It's so heartbreaking. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, Southern Africa, and in South Africa.